Nnamdi Azikiwe'S wife says her husband's decision on Biafra saved Igbos from being wiped out. Speaking during the prime time program, Professor Azikiwe didn't flinch when the interview veered into one of the most emotionally charged chapters of Nigeria's civil war. She spoke calmly about her late husband's controversial decision to pull away from Biafra, a move she believes saved lives, and, as she put it, without that, I don't think there would have been any Igbo left. They would have wiped all of us out. Azikiwe described her husband as a man who could read a moment clearly, even when the world around him was clouded by conflict. While many were swept up in the fury of the late 1960s, she said he saw something different, a war dragging ordinary people towards starvation, despair, and ultimately a dead end. From her account, he weighed the realities on the ground and concluded that pulling back, not charging forward, offered the only real chance of survival for millions. His decision, as Zik'S said, wasn't about the abandoning the East. It was about preserving a country he has spent his life trying to stitch together. The former First Lady argued that modern Nigeria might need to rediscover one of the principles he leaned on most often: compromise. It may sound glamorous, she admitted, but it is the sort of tool nations turn to when the stakes are highest. She recalled how speakers at a recent memorial lecture repeated the same theme, that compromise is often the only realistic way to safeguard a collective future in the country as intricate and divided as Nigeria. That's the end. Flavor James says, to anything senseless food that is against her statement must be an animal without brain. Waiting happen. Because I don't think any of you here will be typing nonsense if Azikiwe didn't make that decision. So anybody who is in support of Biafra, I wish you all well, but I'll never ever, even my children will never be part of that Biafra idea, because it only sounds good, but no possibility of achieving it. Anybody claiming that he or she is fighting for Biafra to exist, the person is nothing but the first star. Wow. Okay? Ego Pressure says, being alive had no value to us. I don't understand. This woman is supposed to be dead. Like, what was wrong with you people? Now, wow. This one says, useless statement. How is it a useless statement? Abdullah Akalu says, you and your husband are past them. Hide your face, please. Don't let me dream bad dream. Okay, now. Elochukwu says, Madam, your husband is the one who put Igbos in this problem which we are today. Wow. Okay, Ebe Adaka says, we may not understand the burdens of Zik and his decisions, but Zik was not a soldier. Zik might have been trying to save what was left, as the outcome of the starvation was untold. But Ojoko, being a soldier and main financier, refused to use. So I wonder, did Zik hate his own people suddenly? As I'm telling you, probably he didn't have a decision, he didn't have a choice, but to just to save people, he made that decision. But now they are blaming him that he's the one that put them in this problem. Now, wow, I've said it that Nigerians, they are not worth fighting for. No matter what you do, they will shall condemn you, shall it is well. At his global says, one Nnamdi Azikiwe said we are one Nigeria. Before you know it, another Nnamdi Kanu started saying we are not one. What the hell does you people mean? Are we one or two? Nnamdi, I'm asking. Why are you asking? But then he says, the truth is that I may be able to talk as a prophet because he's the one that first brought the idea of separation. Cletus Osoike says, it's not possible because my father left the country to Cameroon. Same to other people that left. They won't have wiped the Igbos. Okay now. Abu says, attention seeker everywhere. You are telling me this old man is looking for attention. I beg. We are talking about how close we are now. And you are bringing up a coward who is not worth mentioning among men. Saved your family from starvation and death, not Biafra. Wow. Now, wow. It says, you better keep quiet so that they may not wipe you out. Hey, Chazani said, who can wipe out the Igbo race? I hate listening to rubbish statements. Making a novel to be like saying Now they really they para for Nnamdi Azikiwe. Chidinma Okole says God has many ways of saving his people. Matujite says, to straighten up facts, Mrs. Uchewa Azikiwe was never a first lady, president or former. Secondly, Zik'S much hackneyed adeptness in compromise fails to meet the definition as he neither could tinker out the critically needed compromise with Awolowo, nor Eyoita, nor the British. Surely he was a betrayer of his followers, untrustworthy. Okay. Nduke says, who be this one? Now people are so rude. Also says it is well. Igbos says Uche Azikiwe has not been married to Zik. When Zik became the constitutional head of state of Nigeria president, Zik just married her in the early 80s when he spotted her among the Nkwa Umuabuhu of Afikpo, then Abia state dancers, and married her and changed her life for good. So our narration on Biafra's issue is not grounded, okay? Anima says, not because you wanted, but because Lugat says so. Are you deaf? The amalgamation have expired, or do you want to keep living in delusions? Please go back and report the everyday massacre of Nigeria, especially in the north. Okay, Mazijite says, Ma, please tell us how Zik'S expedient defection August 1969 helped or hindered Biafra or Nigeria. I put it to you, Mrs. Azikiwe, that your respected husband was a chameleon, an unwilling, Igbophobic Biafran who has put personal aggrandizement far above Commonwealth interest. The Igbophobia of especially the Yaribas, Wahala, the Anangs, the FX, the Ibibios was because of Zik'S inordinate egocentric ambition. He suddenly became Igbo when Awo and his Egbeomo Duduwa marooned him in Ibadan in 1951. Okay, now tell us more history. Tell us more history. Martin says, so Azikiwe's wife is still alive when the husband died in 1996 at the ripe age of 92. Meaning the age gap between the two of them was even more than that of Nedwoko and Regina Daniels. Well, the wife is still young, very young. It is all. Igbo says that is why you and your family are not recognized in Igbo land. But why the insult? People are insulting an older man. No? Ekele says, you think everybody has forgotten the history, but your husband's selfish ambition frustrated the emergence of Biafra. Okay? Why are you people insulting the woman? Emmanuel Gede says, woman, your spouse join your husband in grief. Wow. Brighto said, I don't know why God let your husband become Igbo. He's the genesis of Igbo problem. It is well, my listeners, don't forget to like, to share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.